Hi, and welcome to Simple Strategies to Create Your Extraordinary Life. I wanted to talk about something today that is a little offbeat, but I thought would be very helpful in terms of where I'd like my conversation with you to go today. And first of all, happy, healthy, beautiful New Year to all of you. And I wish you all your dreams come true in the coming year. I personally have experienced quite a few losses in 2018, quite a few deaths of friends, which is extremely freaky to me, especially because up until recently, it was only the generation of my parents or of their contemporaries, but not my friends. And it seems like 2018 was a startling year in terms of it really hit friends. And I've lost a number of people that have mattered to me, and just it's been very, very sad. So what it creates in my mind is a sense of time urgency, in a way, about how do you make the most of whatever it is that you have. And hopefully you all have decades left to lead extraordinary lives. But I think that it's really important that we focus in on what matters the most. And there are two things here. What matters the most, and how do I put that into play every single day? So that's a matter of creating a vision for yourself. Like, if I were to look at all the possibilities for how to spend a day and narrow it down, what really hits the bullseye? What really is speaking to me in a way like that matters? Another way to think about it is, if I only had a year to live, or if I only had 2 years to live, what would I be spending my time doing? And there's not the kind of urgency that you go screaming out of a room with your hair on fire. It's more, what do you want to do with your one beautiful and precious life? And that's just not a do-over thing. So we all get to think about what we could do that is going to be meaningful and fulfilling to us in one way or another. And I think my recommendation for you is to brainstorm that and to write down what matters the most, and keep brainstorming and bulleting until you come up with 10 good ideas. Then narrow it down to 8, and then to 5, and then to 2, and then to 1, and 1 or 2, and to make sure that you're doing one of those things or both of those things every single day. So you never let a day slip away where you don't feel like you're not doing one of the things that really matters to you. So I encourage you with all my heart to do that. There was, I don't know if any of you are, I'm sure some of you are familiar with the work of Bronnie Ware, who writes about the regrets of the dying. And her book is called The 5 Top Regrets of the Dying. And one of them is never having lived the life we had really longed for, but rather living the life that others wanted for us. And another one is cutting loose friends. And another is not allowing ourselves to be happier. And another one is not speaking our truths. And all of this is stuff that we could start doing if we reverse engineer and start doing right now. So that another important point besides friends, but besides vision, is really focusing in on friends and relationships and connections, and making them feel heart connected, so that you focus in on who do you want to spend your time with, and you make sure. I know for years and years I focused on my work and my family, and not much on my friends. And I've been very deeply remiss in this area. And I've made it my goal, my vision, my theme for the year is to live my vision and to live in my vision, and also to live in greater connection with people that matter. And for me, that very much includes friendships that I have not always paid enough attention to. So I just want to say that as far as friendships go, we all need each other. We especially need each other as we navigate through this life and experience loss or hardship, but even our joy. If we're experiencing it alone and we don't get to connect, it doesn't have the same sweetness as when we get to connect. So I know for myself, I've decided that my theme for this year is about connection, number one, because I try to live my vision every day and to be doing something to move that forward. So the area where I need the most work is in connection, because as I've mentioned in other Facebook Live videos, I'm kind of a lone wolf. I do tend to hide, and this is my year to come out and really connect, especially with people that, well, with the people that I love or that I want to develop relationships with. And I really encourage you to decide what your year is about so that you have a vision, which is so much more effective than just choosing goals, so that you're headed towards a year where you're moving in the direction of a theme, of a vision, rather than just, I've got to lose weight, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Instead, think of it like, I want to develop better relationships, because you can't go too far wrong, and you could be moving that closer and closer every day. You could make a step in that direction. If you make it too specific and you fail on your goal, which is what most people do by February, then it's very it makes you demotivated. So you want to keep having those wins by moving towards whatever matters the most for you. If it's your vision, great. If it's connections, great. I find for me, those things really help give me meaning and a sense of fulfillment. So I encourage you to choose a theme for your year and keep moving yourself in that direction, so that every day you just, even if it's just baby steps, you just keep going towards whatever matters the most to you, so that at the end of the year, at the end of each day, you feel like, I did something that mattered. And as a result, I feel like I'm living my life well. So I encourage you to, however you need to do this, live your life with all your heart every day as best as you possibly can, so that you know that you're making the days, the hours, the moments count, and not just winging it and letting all the should do's take over, but that you're really taking charge, being the leader of your day, being the leader of your time, because nothing's more precious and nobody gets to own that but you. So I hope this is of value to you in some way, and that you got something out of this. I'd love to hear from you about your comments or thoughts. And I wish you such an amazing year. And I hope to do lots of these Facebook Lives in the coming year. So happy 2019. And thanks for joining me for Simple Strategies to Create Your Extraordinary Life. Bye for now.